Hello children, very good day all of you. So today let me start with block 4 in science. Block 4 in science. I want all of you to turn to page 22 and here journey of food in our body. So the food we take, how it goes into our body. So how we chew the food and how it get digested till there we are going to learn from the beginning, that is how we going to chew the food until the end we take food through our mouth, right? And then at the end how it is going to get digested and comes out of the body through excretion process. So this is the journey of food in our body. So now tongue and tasting. So, what is tongue? It is one of the sense organ, and we eat so many varieties of food, right, in our daily meals. And each food is different from the other. It has its own taste, which is known as flavor. So, flavor means taste. It has its own taste. So, all the food have different flavors. And what about the salt, sugar, lemon juice, and the spices and all? They all are different and they are added to get extra taste, right? For the extra flavor and the good smell also, the spices are added. So these are the ingredients which are added to get extra taste for the food. So do you think why the food tastes different, and why some taste like sugar taste sweets and the salt tastes salty, while some fruits like lemon and all they taste sour? It is because we will get to know the taste of the food because of the tongue, which is the sense organ. The tongue tells us how the food is, like how it tastes, what is the taste of the food. And you know what? The on the tongue and on the roof of the mouth, that is the inside upper part of the mouth, they have tiny buds, okay, which are known as taste buds. They are nothing but small dots like structures, spots. So they are known as buds, and they are the taste buds. They help us to get the flavor of all the food. So it helps us to taste the different flavors of food. And you know, the taste buds are present on tongue. There are so many taste buds which are present on the tongue. So the front, in the front part, that is this part, the taste buds present in the front part of the tongue, this portion, okay, it helps us to get to know whether the food is salty or sweet. And the taste buds on the sides means this portion, okay, the sides, it helps to get to know whether the food is sour, okay. And what about here the back portion of the tongue, this part? So it will tell us if the food is bitter. Okay. So these are the different parts of the tongue which tells us the different flavors of the food. And what about teeth? It will help us to chew the food, right? And also the tongue helps the food to get nicely grinded. Like we have to grind the food, we have to chew the food inside our mouth. And it is the teeth which helps us to chew the food. But what about the tongue? It also helps in the chewing process of the food. Okay, so here the journey of food. The food we eat, what happens? First, we take the food and we keep it inside our mouth. So how it travels starting from the mouth where and all it goes, and how the waste products and all comes out. So when it goes inside, how it gives us energy, and the nutrients which are present in the food, how it will get supplied to the whole body, how it will be get divided into whole body. Let us see. So digestion. Digestion means the process of chewing, biting, crushing, and grinding of the food that we take in. Okay, it is known as digestion. So, first, where does the digestion begins? So, we are breaking down the food into smaller and tiny particles. Okay, so the digestion first begins in the mouth, the digestion of food. So the teeth helps to cut the food and break the food into smaller pieces, and the tongue. Okay, the tongue also helps in the chewing of the food. And what about the saliva? Saliva, it is the juice that is produced inside the mouth which helps in the mixing of the chewed food. Just like in mixer and grinder, what happens when we start grinding the food? Yes, we will pour some water for the good grinding of the food, right? So, in the same way, the saliva is the juice that actually helps in the mixing of the chewed food inside the mouth. And the saliva starts, even that also starts to break down into simpler and smaller form. Okay, so the saliva also digests the starches. What it does, it starts to break down the starches, the sugar present in the food, okay, into simple sugars. So starch is the complex sugar that is in the complex form. Okay, that is not in the simple form. The opposite of simple form is complex form. And the saliva helps to break down the, yes, it helps to breaks down the starches present in the food to simple sugars. And now the chewed food, okay, which is inside the mouth, will go through the food pipe. So here you can see, okay, from the mouth, it goes inside the food pipe, which is known as, you can see here, the yellow color pipe here. It is the food pipe. So all the chewed food is passing through the pipe in downward direction in our body, and the pipe is called as esophagus. Okay, so what is esophagus? It is the food pipe, and then from there it has the connection from mouth to the stomach. So the esophagus has the connection from mouth to the stomach. Whatever we chew the food, it is passed through the food pipe into the stomach. And what will the stomach do? The stomach again, it starts moving the food so fastly and so powerfully. Churns means to move fast and in a strong kind. To move powerfully with full of force. What does it move? It moves the food. Okay, like you see the process of mixer and grinder, children. This happens in our body once we take the food. We eat fruits, vegetables, and all, right? So it is all broken down into simpler form. That is known as churning. Okay, breaking down, cutting down, grinding of all the food particles. It is known as churning. So the stomach actually churns. It moves fast. It moves the food fast in such a way so that it will get again crushed nicely, grinds nicely. Okay, and then it helps in the digestion of the food. That is again to cut down into more simpler form. And what is the extra juice that the stomach has? Just like the mouth has the saliva, right? which helps in the digestion of the starch and all that is present in the food. In the same way, the inside the stomach, okay, the stomach also have a juice which is known as acidic digestive juice. Okay, acidic digestive juice, which helps in the digestion of the food, which helps the food to get digested nicely. So later, after from the stomach, okay, after the food get digested nicely, that is broken down or food particles, it moves to the small intestine. So this is the small intestine, the inner side. So it all has a connection, children, from mouth to small intestine, and then inside our body it is full of connections. Okay, so again, the food which is nicely mixed up and grinded up is again what, cut down into smaller and smaller particles. It is again digested. So digested means cutting down and breaking down of particles. And what here actually, when the food comes to the small intestine, all the nutrients are taken. Okay, whatever nutrients are present in the food that we eat, it is taken away by the small intestine. Absorbed means to taken. And whatever the food that cannot be broken down into simpler or what simpler form further, and which does not contain any nutrients more, okay, so it is known as waste, right? It then passes to the large intestine. It is all moved to the large intestine from the small intestine. Okay, and there actually it stays for some time. To remain is to stay. It stays for some time. Okay, there what happens, then changes happens in the large intestine, so that whatever the solid form when it is there, so it cannot be digested further. Okay, so it is almost the waste. So whatever waste are there in the solid form, okay, they are known as feces. Okay, whatever waste is there in the solid form is known as feces. And what, from it all the water, whatever water is present in that particular solid food, it is all absorbed, right? So only solids are left. Okay, and they are called as feces. These feces are passed to the part known as the rectum. This one, okay, down you can see it is passed to the rectum, and there it remains for the some time. Okay, so that is it is waiting to get out of the body in the form of excretion through the anus, the opening of the body, right? So finally, all the undigested food, the waste, it is known as the waste, and the feces, they all are removed out from the, yes, from our body, through the opening known as anus. So look, it goes inside the mouth and comes out from the anus. Whatever waste particles are there, whatever waste is left out. So next, effects of unhealthy eating. What will happen if we eat unhealthy food? Okay, for example, the unhealthy food like junk food and all, okay, that we eat, actually even it undergoes the procedure of digestion, right, to give energy to our body. But what will happen if we take unhealthy food, or if we do not eat properly? What will happen? We do not get energy, right, to play or to walk, to work, even for to sit and sleep also we need energy, children. So we will not have enough of energy, and from the waste junk food that we eat will not give us energy also. So what will happen? We will start feeling very very weak. That means no energy is left in our body only. Like that we will start to feel, and we will get headaches as a result if we don't eat properly, and there will be some kind of irritation, right? So people who eat only junk food or who will not eat other healthy food properly will get angry very easily, and they feel very unhappy, and their mood will not be in a good condition. They will always be in bad mood, that is known as cranky. So why it is all happening? Because they do not have enough of energy left in their body, and yes, they are not able to eat properly also. This all leads to the, yes, it leads to the whatever uneasiness, it leads to the uneasiness, and hence the person, such persons or children, they will get angry easily, and they'll start shouting, they will not be happy and all. Yes, and you know what, how we look actually, and how is our health, it all depends on what? It depends on the food we eat. Hence we have to eat healthy food which gives us lots of energy, so that we can stay very fit and fine. That is, fit and fine means we can stay strong, and we can be active all the times by doing all kinds of works, and it helps in the concentration also. So which are such types of healthy fruits? Some of them are given here, such as milk, fruits, green vegetables, cereals, nuts, etc. Okay, these all are healthy foods that we should eat. And what happens sometimes? Sometimes we feel like eating more and more and more, even if our stomach is full. Okay, that is known as overeat. Eating without feeling hungry, it is known as overeat. And we also love to eat fried items, and the food items which are very spicy, okay, that are too spicy, we like to eat such food, right? What will happen if we eat such food, or if we eat too much of food even if we are not feeling hungry? What will happen? The digestive process, okay, will become weak. It will not be able to do its work, to do its function properly. So, as a result, if the food is not digested properly, because it cannot function, okay, in a proper condition, we will get stomach ache, okay, and acidity in the body. What is acidity? It is the gastric. Okay, when we don't eat sufficient food, we become weak, and the stomach starts craving for the food. So there will be a kind of acid that is actually present in the stomach. Okay, so due to this, as there will be no food items to grind and all, or no healthy food to grind and chew the food and all. Okay, so for the food to get break down into simpler particles, there will be no enough of food. So the acid and all, there will be only acid formed in the body, and which leads to the gastric. So when we have acidity, what will happen? We feel as if something is burning inside our chest, stomach and all. Okay, so burning sensation happens. So what we have to do? We have to eat healthy food. Okay, yes. Now remedies to recover. So, what are remedies to recover, children? So, whatever I told you, the food that we take in, if we eat junk food and all, then what will happen? The digestive system will feel, it will become, it will work in the poor condition, right? It will, the food will not get digested properly. So we have to eat healthy food. Eating healthy food is known as balanced diet. So what is actually diet? Diet means the food we eat daily, it is known as diet. And balanced diet means the food we eat daily should contain proper amount of nutrients, and it should be healthy. So, it is such food which is healthy for our body and which contains the nutrients and all is known as balanced diet. And what we have to do for our digestive system to work properly and to have a healthy, strong body, should we only eat enough of healthy food? Is that enough? No, we have to drink lots of water, we have to do regular exercise and so on, right? So what kind of exercises will help us to keep our body strong and fit? Okay, just simple like walking, simple exercise like walking, running, lifting heavy things, okay, that is known as weightlifting. And also standing for some time in the sunlight, okay, this will help us to keep our body fit and strong. Okay, so if our body is feeling really weak, along with the intake of healthy food, we have to do some regular exercises. Okay, now eating unhealthy food, as I told you, will make us feel very very weak. So we will not have energy at all supplied in our body, right? Because the junk food doesn't have any energy to give. It is just taken, or we just eat it for its flavor, right? Because we like its taste and it doesn't have any energy. And what will happen? Okay, what will happen if we eat such food? Our body will feel very very weak. But what about some food like sugar, salt, and glucose and all? They give us energy immediately. That is known as instant energy, to work immediately, to show the result in the very next moment. Okay, it is known as instant. So glucose, sugar and salt solution gives us energy quickly. Just like sugar and salt, even the glucose is the substance which is actually given to the persons who feel weak. Okay, because it gives instant energy. It gives energy in a very very short time. Okay. So next, the body also becomes dehydrated. Dehydrated means like the body will not have any water part left in it. So even in the fruits and whatever vegetables or food we eat, even it will be containing water in them. Okay, and what will happen if we are eating only like junk food which are not able to get digested properly and all? They will not have water in it, and we will become, our body will become dehydrated. That means loss of water. Okay, the body will lose so much of water that it will become dehydrated. And also the small intestine and largest intestine cannot function properly. The digestive system, the whole digestive system in the body does not work properly when we eat such food. So what will happen? It will result to the loose motions and vomiting. So this happens when there is upset in the stomach and the food cannot be digested further. But what about dehydration also? It makes our body feel very very tired and low. So during that time we have to take salt and sugar, the mixture. the solution of salt and sugar. That is, when salt or sugar is added to the water, it gets easily dissolved in water. Okay, that is known as what? Solution. So we have to take in lots and lots of sugar solution or salt solution or glucose. Okay, and even ors you might have seen in the medical shops. If we drink them, it gives us instant energy. It is given to the persons who feel very weak or the patients who are weak and tired. So oral rehydration salts, so it contains salts which rehydrates the body. Okay, so there will be no water content left in the body. That's why our body gets hydrated. Rehydrate means to add water to all the parts of the body, to distribute water in a correct way. So it is the oral rehydration salts. And what we have to drink them for energy. If we need some energy, at least we have to drink this nicely. Okay, and then what will happen? If you see here, there is a patient who is really very weak and cannot even drink, or even after drinking the water, the juice, or ORS and all, the person is still feeling very weak and tired. For such persons in hospitals, they give glucose. You can see here, it is known as the drips. So, glucose, it gives energy, and that is the meaning of glucose drip. Okay, so next, anything that comes down in the form of drops. So drop by drop it is coming from this bottle. It is not rushing inside the body of the patient. It is coming drop by drop. That is known as drip, glucose drips. Okay, and also we have to take few medicines or medicinal tablets and all, which are known as antacids, which helps in the removal of the burning sensation, the burning feeling that is happening inside our stomach, chest and all. It helps to remove the burning sensation, the feel, okay, from the body. And also it helps to take out the gastric or the acidity that is formed inside the stomach. So I want all of you to read this lesson once or twice so that you will understand, and by this weekend I will be giving you notes for this lesson. Okay children, thank you so much. Bye.